Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the next episode of the G&A Podcast. I am your favorite, fabulous flag bearer, Drooby-Doo.
And I am the one who always gets buffed up to save their significant other, Soberoni.
And welcome back to yet another episode of the G&A Podcast, where we talk about all things anime, the good, the bad, and the weeb. How are you, Oni?
I'm alright.
Wow, that was a pregnant pause and a half.
Yeah, I had to consider a couple things, but I'm good.
Yeah, I am feeling much better. As I told Oni earlier, the antibiotics I took made me throw up yet again this morning, so that was fun.
Woo!
Which, yep, and then for 20 minutes we got stuck in. We were downstairs because there's a pending rainstorm.
Yeah, actually had a tornado warning.
Mm-hmm.
Tornado in the city.
A tornado, yeah. We were like, what? This isn't the Midwest. But we are fine, we are alive, and we are here to do this podcast. So without further ado, let's get into our new segment, This Week in Anime. Not much news. I'm just gonna go ahead and say my stuff very quickly. Hokkaido, according to the Anime News Network, Hokkaido soccer players bare their chests for Golden Kamui collab. This almost isn't so. This is almost not even news. I'm upset about this only because, like, I didn't talk about this to celebrate it. I talked about this to complain about it because it's not like, oh, they bare their chest. That you can't even see them being shirtless. Like you see that they don't have shirts, but you don't see.
You don't see
them being shirtless.
Nipple? Like what do you just
you
like,
don't see anything
above their shoulders or something?
You see like kind of like the starting of the chest area, like and up. But that's it. Wait, let me send it to you. Let me show you the bullshit. The catfish.
I'm sorry. Anime News Network didn't give you like porn.
No, I know it's not that. It's not. I'm not mad at Anime News Network. I'm mad at this. This.
Yeah.
It's like this is a. I don't know. I just feel like it's a little cheap. I know
like
it's
a
soccer.
UFC fight card, like
right? Exactly. I'm like, I know. Listen, I know y'all are just soccer players, and doesn't mean you're guaranteed to have bomb dynamite bodies.
I didn't want to throw the shade, but when I think like super buff bodies, I don't think soccer players.
Yeah, me neither. And it has nothing to do with that per se. They do this because I guess the people who do Golden Kamui, they in the past they've like supported the Hokkaido soccer team through the anime. So yeah, this is just an ongoing collab, which is cute, I guess. Golden Kamui, not so much shirtless men. Whatever. So that was my first little bit of news, quote unquote news, and the second one is it's about Sarukai Yakuindomo. For the second film, they reveal the theme song. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't really looking out so much for the song. It was cute, but I was just watching the trailer and I'm just like, it's so. First of all, these bitches have been in school for like half my life now.
It's fine. It kind of feels weird though because I think like time progresses in the show because they have like seasons and stuff, right? Like it's like, oh, it's Christmas, oh, it's spring, oh, it's summer vacation. But you can only do that so much in a high school setting.
That's
before
literally like they have less years in high school than we do.
Like, wow, this is your 15th Christmas since you
in high school.
In high school,
I'm like, are you guys going to college? Like, y'all can just go to college. I feel like that would be.
I would pay for that. That'd be like,
exactly
like in college.
Exactly, because honestly, it'd just be the same shit, different environment.
But they'd probably have like even less filter.
Exactly. Haha, we're grown up now. Now we can say whatever. The anime, I like, but also dislike that the animation is very like the same I like it, but I dislike it because I'm just like, oof, that's like, you know what I'm saying? That's not necessarily a good thing that it's like so
like
similar.
it hasn't aged well, or
yeah, like it seems like they just like kind of fine tuned it, but I'm just like, oh wow, this animation seems very like compared to a lot of things I've seen now that I've been older.
I
Well,
don't
not
mind it
older,
too much because
but
it's a
yeah,
comedy.
exactly. It's a comedy. We don't need great animation.
We don't need. It doesn't need to be Kaguya, not comedy needs a budget.
Listen, I put on my reviewer glasses and watching this because
Oh, yeah, those
podcast.
Yeah, I can't wait to see those reviewer glasses in action when we talk about DanMachi.
Anyways, that's all I have for today. Oni, what do you have for us?
I also have one quick thing. Basically, Anime NYC is going to be happening. It was canceled because obviously the C word happened, but they're bringing it back completely online through something called NTWRK or a network. It's going to be going on online from November 17th to the 20th through the network app. I'm not so sure how this is going to work, but I know a number of cons have gone completely virtual, which I'm still kind of like, I don't like that. Like, it defeats the whole purpose of a con.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm just like,
like literally the whole purpose is to go and interact with people and be in that festive environment. If you're just doing a bunch of press conferences on an app, it's just kind of like, oh, okay, this is just press conferences on an app, you know?
Yeah, like even yesterday, Twitch did their GlitchCon thing, and let me tell you, who had 2 fingers and was not remotely interested. And it had a lot of big naughties. T-Pain was chilling. JD Witherspoon, they had the power. I just did not care, because it's just like it's I guess it's an online. It's just online,
Yeah, it's really weird. I see that they're listing, they're showing the highlights that they're gonna have, and one of the things they're listing is a rave with Annie Song DJ night featuring NYC Annie. All right, but how's it gonna be a party if we're all home? I don't know. It just
I mean, you could
have
making it,
yeah,
and then it's you can make your own dance party, it. So for me, it would have to be very much for a convention to be good, in my opinion, a good one. You remember those really silly those silly panels for FGO, where for example, the one where we went to last year with Aoyuki, and I forgot the other one. I forgot the name of the other Seiyu. I forgot her name, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Talking about, Liz's Seiyu.
Yeah. So remember how fun and awesome that was? It has to be that, and then you would have my attention. It has to be that good.
I wonder if they could do something like that, but put a Zoom call, but have 500 participants or whatever.
I mean, yeah, because I would have gotten the same value.
I think that would be cool. Yeah, if they just something like that.
I would have gotten the same value from me being there, or from me watching it from home. It'd be hilarious either way. Also another few problems is I feel you won't let. I don't know. I feel it's hard to try to advertise it being like that. If there's an event like that, it'd be hard to advertise or convince people, because I feel people at first would be like us. They would say, "Hey, this isn't a convention. It's not really in person." Blah 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 blah. So I understand their struggle.
There needs to be a social element. If they had I know it's not possible now, but if there was some kind of way of being able to do a call with thousands of people, and then specifically being able to isolate rooms where it's oh, you can hang out with these 2 people and you have a call with these 2 people, or what there needs to be some kind of interactive element to it.
Yeah, 100%. Yes. Yeah. Literally, like if there was a bunch of Zoom calls, like structured Zoom calls.
Yeah, like Zoom calls between people that was also part of like a larger Zoom call that would be the convention. Somebody get on that. I'm sure that there's technology in there somewhere out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my news.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for that. And we are going to get into our weekly reviews, starting with Golden Kamui, season 3, episode 6.
Yes. This was a whole lot of stuff. Whole lot of plot.
Woo! Nothing but. So we find out that Kiroranke actually reveals to everyone else, like, yep, I used to be a terrorist in Russia, so was your dad. And then, in a weird way, he kind of, like, I don't know, I feel like this is the episode where our, like, thoughts about him may kind of, like, they're trying to get the audience to change their opinion about him, because he's not just a terrorist who's just using a Sirpa to get the gold. I mean, yeah, he kind of can be, but he's being very transparent about it.
Yeah, it's a thing where like all the characters in the show are very like gray, you know, like none of them are like pure evil or like pure good. They're just like they all have their own motivations and stuff. I really like that.
Yeah, and he got a lot less black this episode.
Although, what's his name? I always forget his name. Sniper guy.
Ogata.
Yeah, Ogata got a little bit more black this episode, I think.
First of all, that bitch was like that bitch is as black as my desk. That bitch is as black as my CPU. He is as black as my Xbox controller.
I was starting to like him. I was starting to like kind of see him more as like a not lighthearted, but like he was growing on me in terms of like, oh, maybe he's just one of the crew and he's gonna be good now. But no, he kind of he kind of did his friend dirty.
He isn't good anymore. Nope. Yep. I mean, that was also in the past. He was like, kind of where he was under when he was under Tsurumi. When they were trying to like, I don't know, take over Japan.
Kind of fucked up though. Like, we want to make this one dude into a killer and destroy all his morals and shit. Like, it kind of gives you insight into how Tsurumi works. Like, I need to make sure that before we can recruit him, that he just fucking gives up on everything that he stands for. And if not, we can just kill him.
Well, because I feel like for them, they were like, shit, well, we're gonna have to kill you at some point anyways, because you're not gonna stand for what we're about to do. Like, you're not gonna...
Yeah, I think in their way.
Yeah.
But, like, that's the thing. He's not in their way in the sense that he can stop them. It's just like, hey, if we want this person on our side, you have to be, like, morally corrupt. You can't have any kind of ideal above Tsurumi's will.
I think... Well, there's that. I also think that, like, they killed him because he was, like... I don't know.
Well, I think Ogata killed him because he just didn't like the way he, like...
Yeah, he didn't like
the way he made him feel. You know, like he's like,
I don't like you making me feel bad about me being a killer. Yeah, I don't like taking attention to make me feel like this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Tsurumi ordered that kill.
No, I'm pretty sure he did that himself. But yeah, also I'm hot take. Well, I don't support that him just murdering his own comrade. I will say I can understand how, well, at least for me, I'm like, you having that point of view, that guy having that point of view in the middle of a war was pretty pointless. Like,
yeah, it was really bad.
He was a pretty pointless. Like, he's like, no, I can't kill. Like, see, that moment where he was like, I'm not gonna kill this guy because he's like a prisoner and locked up and everything. I understand that.
Yeah.
But when he was like, oh yeah, but no, I can't kill anyone ever. I must be pure and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
da 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 da. And then I think Ogata killed him because he was kind of upset because
Yeah, he was mad about it.
He was like, "How dare you try to be up here while we're all around us are murdering while you're out here with a flag?"
He was
like,
definitely kind of mad about it. Like, oh, I'm corrupt, but you're pure. Fuck out of here! I'm killing you.
Yeah, because that is like a stupid that purity is like levels of stupid. Like, homie, it's a war. You can't just be like, I won't kill anyone because I'm the flag bearer. Like, you're not super brave for running into death with just a flag and no sword. Like, especially if you're going to have some kind of, I don't know. Like, I think he felt that, like, I don't think he was going for that. The guy who died, I don't know what his name is. Oh, Yusaku. Yusaku wasn't going for the whole I'm trying to be morally superior to you, but it's like, but that's how you're coming off because everyone else is murdering people or trying to murder people.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and I'm kind of mad he died. I hope we see him more. Like, I like his role in relation to Ogata.
Shit, I feel like the more we talk about it, I think this might be my episode.
I knew it.
I think this might be my episode of the week. The more we talk about it, I'm like, wow, I really like that.
Well, I also got to talk about how I love that they still managed to, even in like super serious episodes like this with lots of plot, we still got our bit of comic relief and Shiraishi doing shit. That was really fun with his penis jokes.
You know, I just won't be my episode of the week. It won't. It is very close though.
Yeah, I have two other shows I'm thinking about giving episode of the week to. For now,
guys, I'm gonna to everyone's listening. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't really think about my episode of the week is until we literally hit the record button, and then as we're talking, I'm like, oh shit, I don't know which episode is my episode of the week. That is literally me 90% of the time. Before I usually actually think about it, and then I'm like, all right, fine, I know what it is. Let's start the podcast. Now I'm just like, fuck it,
sometimes I like, sometimes I'm like, I'll just go with the flow and see. But unless the show's like a really, really strong episode, which two shows had really strong episodes this week. This is a strong episode of Golden Kamuy, but every episode of Golden Kamuy is a strong episode.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong one.
Also, I liked how it ended with the bone cracking. That was really nice touch.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I also liked how Shiraishi clocked, like he clocked in Tweedledee and Tweedledum and was like, yo, Asirpa, we should like run away.
Yeah.
Because they're clearly using you. They're clearly using you to, you know, for their own reasons. Like, we should just run away.
Yeah.
And she was like, nah.
And that's why I also like that they don't make Asirpa into like an idiot. Like, she knows that they're using her and everything, and she's like, no, but I actually do want to find out. So
it's like, yeah, she's like, the gold's never kind of, it's never been about the gold for her. It's always been finding out about her father.
Right.
And she's like, well, I want to find out anyway, so ...
And this is like the only way she can. Like, she needs to be with her crazy uncle.
Yeah. Exactly. And he's not even crazy. It's like he was fighting for, you know, the rights for the right for the Ainu to exist.
Yeah, I mean, I don't trust him still, but
yeah, you know, extremist.
Yeah, let me just say extremist uncle. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, extremist. Like, it's okay to be a little bit like, I'll keep my eye on you.
Yeah.
Like, extremists are they're called extremists for a reason and not moderates.
Yeah. He's not a moderate terrorist. He's an extremist. Exactly. He's a radical terrorist.
Exactly. Although, and I like at the end how Shiraishi was like, no, I have to take care of her. Even though at this point he doesn't really have a reason to stay with them.
I think his reasoning is just like ours. Like, he's like, listen, I don't know how much I can trust her uncle. So let me at least be there in case shit goes down.
Yeah, and whatchamacallit, Sugimoto trusted him.
Yeah,
like to take care of her. So yeah. So yeah, oh no, it was a pretty good episode.
Very good. Yep.
Okay, so let us move on to Tonikaku Kawaii episode 7.
Man, we didn't see the parents.
Me too. I mean, that's my main complaint about this episode. I feel super cucked. Like, I just want to meet the parents, honestly, and they didn't do that. So yeah, all of other things, which is cute, but not the parents.
Yeah. Although this episode did have really good. Well, before I get to that, I did like the little interactions they had in the beginning because like they always play off the cute couple role so well.
Yeah, they really do. That's what keeps me around. Like that's what makes me not dislike this episode or any of most of these episodes. Like they're really leaning into it now. Now that they're leaning into each other and getting more comfortable with each other. It's no more just like, oh, we're just kind of awkward. Like
yeah, like her eating the lime and then him like taking pictures of her. Like that kind of playfulness is really super adorable.
Yeah, and then her getting mad about it, and he's like, "Oh my god, no, get some ice cream," and she's pretending to not be happy about the ice cream. Yeah, and then just her freaking out about like the rest stop.
Yeah,
because
like,
of the things. Exactly, because of the show that she watched.
And even her like little tangent in the beginning where she's like, where he was like, Natsu's like, oh, let's just go to this beef bowl place, and she's like, you're gonna go to a chain restaurant even though we're in fucking another city. Like that was cute. I get that all the time. I'm like, I travel and I'll be like in fucking, I don't know,
yeah,
state whatever, McDonald's.
I'd be 100% being like, why the fuck are you going to McDonald's?
Yeah, I go to Japan and I'll be like, yo, let's go to McDonald's.
I mean, to be fair, I would also do that if we're like, but like not as like a purposeful, like I would do that because I know it's still gonna be different.
Yeah,
like it's another country, but they're just going to like another city.
True.
So, yeah, no.
I wasn't a big fan of Chitose. Like she's kind of
there. Yeah, she's just like, I'm there because I'm mad about you. But you know, those characters always exist.
They do. And maybe it's because they're just using her too much. I'm like agitated because I'm like, this could have been the parent episode, but instead we're babysitting Chose.
Yeah.
These types of characters usually don't bother me as much.
Yeah, I'm surprised. It usually doesn't bother you that much. I'm the one usually to like harp on it, like I'm like usually the one that's over it.
Yeah, I just feel like this Chitose thing is dragging. Although now I think it's pretty much done, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, they resolved it, so I'm like, you get to have it.
They also had the killer line. They had one really actually super good line in this episode where he was like, you don't get married to prove you're in love or whatever, or as proof that you're in love, you get married to prove your love. I forgot how he exactly phrased it, but it was a really good
I forgot that line too. That was really good. I did like how he went to that whole like using math to justify how he potentially met his soulmate. That was also like that was actually pretty romantic. They're really good at the romance.
They are. Say that. There are some really genuinely good romantic. I'm literally gonna write down notes for my dates when I take notes.
please don't whip out the math.
I'm gonna whip out the math.
Like him, you must save that until after you're married.
True. Okay. I'll save that. I'll hold it.
At least engaged.
I'm using that on my wedding day. Writing that into my vows right now.
Oh, that's cheating because that's gonna be really good. You know, that'll definitely win the crowd over. Don't worry. When you do it, I won't call you out. I'll just silently. I'll silently. You'll feel me silently.
I'll look at you and you can nod at me and I'll nod back. And then my wife could be like, "What the fuck was that
about?" It's a promise between men. But you're making a promise to me right now in your vows. It's a promise between men.
Don't worry about it.
Just go with it. Okay, that was fun.
Yeah.
Let's move on to DanMachi season 3 episode 7.
I just want to say hashtag I stand with Weenie. Give Belle credit.
I will. No, the end. I will not. I'm not gonna lie. The end scene was very powerful. It was a very powerful end scene. I don't know why you thought I was gonna like dislike this episode. Like, Like, what are the things in this episode I did not like? Of course, it's DanMachi. But
to be fair, I just am bothering you about DanMachi at this point.
yeah, right. Like, no, the ending was good. Didn't really care for the fact that they and I feel like they do this often. I'm starting to like not like it as much because it's one of the reasons why I don't really give a shit about their fighting scenes. Is because when they fight, I feel like half the time they'll use the fighting to be like, now let's have a whole dialogue, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can just fight.
Yeah, they do a lot of talking while they fight.
I mean, yeah,
and like explaining and stuff.
Because it's like I'm trying to listen to what you're saying as you're fighting, which is like the whole point. So it's like, okay, well then, if the whole point of it, the fight, isn't the fight, what are we doing?
I would say I'm sure that they're not going to do that anymore, but I'm pretty sure when the next episode comes, I'm guessing that Aiz and Belle are going to fight, and there's going to be a lot of talking. It's going to be the one time Aiz decides to talk a lot.
Yay. Can't wait to hear what great thing she has to hear.
It's a monster, Belle.
It's a monster. I must kill it. Thanks for that, Ice. Great commentary as always, you robot. Oh, the monsters ace. The monster team, like they're like the group of monsters. I think their ace finally returned. I think that monster's gonna like follow them up to the surface and probably intervene in the fight with the Loki Familia.
Yeah,
and it's like, you know what's so crazy? I would have instead of watching a whole dialogue where we watched to see the crazy boy be crazy, it would have been really cool to watch this guy take on a whole group of people and fuck them all up. But nope, we just, see him start the fight and see him end the fight. I'm like, cool. Lots of all this fighting, yet it's like this episode had a lot of fighting in it, but yet it didn't have a lot of fighting in it at the same time.
Yeah, it was weird. Also, I'm kind of like, for DanMachi's tropes, I'm really getting sick of the bad dude is just crazy. Like, they do it a lot. Like, the bad guy's always, like, last season, who was it? It was the god that they fought. I forgot his name. But they fought like a crazy god, and they beat him in a test.
Oh, he wasn't even crazy. He was just a pompous ass.
He was a little bit crazy. He had like crazy faces and stuff. Like they do.
Like, he was crazy. He was crazy because he was like mad because homegirl said no or something like that.
And there was like another crazy person in season 1, and even what's her name? Freya is kind of just like a bit crazy too. So I just feel like, generally speaking, there's a lot of crazy.
Freya is in a whole other category of bad bitch. All right.
Listen, you can be a bad bitch or still be crazy.
She was not crazy. Listen, killing Ishtar did not make her crazy.
She's just a silent crazy person.
She said, "I know what I want, and I'm gonna take it by any means necessary." And also, Ishtar picked the fight. She said, "Bitch, you tried it, and now I'm actually just going to kill you," which is what she did. I don't know what's crazy about that.
I mean, her obsession with Belle's
I think Ishtar was the crazy one.
She has very Yandere vibes to her.
Ishtar was the crazy one for trying.
I'm not trying to defend Ishtar either. She's also crazy. That's my point.
But yeah, he was just like the blood seal curse, whatever.
The curse mark in my arm from Orochimaru's making me
makes you want to complete this labyrinth.
I'm like, all right, but what does this have to do with you completing the labyrinth?
Yeah. Okay, so can we talk about that? Because I was like, so what is you fighting? It's like, okay, so you fought the monsters, and you like. So are you just like a sick fuck who likes beating up like monsters who beg for their lives? And then if so, how did that translate into you selling them off for you to profit and build your labyrinth? Is it like you kill some and then you sell some, and
I'm not clear on their whole strategy here, unless it's like because the monsters get reborn in the labyrinth. Maybe it has something to do with like how it's built. I don't know.
I think he said last episode like it's just like it's. So I think he started out by saying, "Oh, like they just cost a lot if I just sell them." So which will help me build it.
It sounded like it was more for money than it was for anything else.
And then this episode, it was like, no, in addition, I also am a sadist, and I like slicing them up and then selling them. So it's like, I guess a 2 for 1.
2 in 1, and neither really helped him in the situation for building Labyrinth.
Did not really, ultimately. Oh, another thing I didn't like that was very anime tropey, where he's like, "Yay, I'm gonna use this, Naruto speak no jutsu, speech no jutsu," and then all of a sudden, Lid, the lizardman, was like, "Oh, your jutsu broke the curse. Nah, I'm on your side again."
And yeah, DanMachi uses a lot of silly shonen tropes, but I can live with it because I do like the cheesy nature of it sometimes. Also, I love that Weenie just like transformed into a fucking Gorgon from FGO.
Yeah, basically.
Like, I knew she would transform at some point, but I thought she was just gonna get like another wing and not like whole ass turn into a snake.
Nope, Snake Goddess.
Mm-hmm.
And all she does is say, "Bell, bell, bell, bell."
You would think people would get like eyes just shows up like, Bell, why does this monster keep saying your name?
Nope, we're just gonna put a lance to her and kill her. Be a monster. Well, but yeah, other than that, despite everything I had to say that to criticize the episode, it was fine.
Even though we just tore it apart, I actually enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, it was fine. And like I said, the ending part was very solid. Yeah, definitely. Cause he was like, you could see on the face like him like, oh shit, like everyone's going to literally want to kill me.
Yeah,
I'm doing something that's very taboo in front of everybody. Like, he was so scared. That was very good. Good job, DanMachi.
Very nicely done.
Yeah. Okay. Let us move on to, I think the next one is... Yes, it is Kami-sama ni Natta Hi, episode 6.
Surprised it hasn't gotten more dark yet. We're like halfway through the show.
I know. It's kind of still that very light Clannad feeling where they're showing like, oh no, some bad stuff happened. This episode, I think they kind of touch up on Yoda's relationship with his friend Ashura.
Yeah, which I'm gonna be honest, like, I hate being a dick, but I was totally taken out of the my suspension of disbelief in that whole basketball scene. Only because
put my hand on me and alley-oop.
Yeah, that's not. That's a really dumb way to. Like, you could have just had him, I don't know, pass from the corner or something. Like, you're not doing an alley-oop. Yeah. And also, if his knees are like exploded, he wouldn't be playing basketball. Like, there's no one who can play basketball and can't jump. I'm pretty sure no matter how good you are at basketball, jumping is a prerequisite to playing the game. Like, you could be Michael Jordan and still, if you don't jump, you're not making it back.
Oh no, that was before the accident.
Wasn't it after the accident?
No, it was before.
Oh, I thought they phrased it like it was because they showed him in his recovery scene, and then it went flash back again to doing the alley oop. All right, fine, that makes more sense then.
Yeah.
Either way, you can't alley oop in the middle of a fucking basketball game, or you can't jump, you can't toss somebody in the middle of a basketball game. You can alley oop.
Yeah, that's like, I'm sure that's illegal. Also, I'm really upset that they brought up all these street foods, and all I want is some takoyaki, and I cannot get any takoyaki.
I thought about you when I was watching those. I'm like, oh man, poor Drew.
I literally went on takoyaki to type in takoyaki. Nothing. No one has it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's a Japanese street food thing. You're gonna find it.
Okay, so when I was at my ex's place in Brooklyn, they had a Japanese place that had takoyaki, and my ex used to eat it all the time.
Well, that's Brooklyn. Brooklyn has everything.
It wasn't even that. Well, I wouldn't say it wasn't that good. I feel like they're definitely kind of ripping us off because it was like this one bitty piece of takoyaki, of octopus, and then most of it was just breading. But even then, it was so delicious because of the mayo and the
We
sauce.
can make takoyaki in there.
No, we cannot.
We can buy one of those takoyaki makers.
A what?
The takoyaki makers.
Give me a takoyaki maker.
It's just like you fill in the type in takoyaki maker. Google will do a better job than I will of explaining this.
Listen, don't think I will not. Okay. Don't think.
And all you need is like the batter and the octopus, and you make the little octopus. You put them in the little bowls, and you flip them, and there you go.
Because I'm a little okay. So ever since we tried making okonomiyaki,
yeah.
And to be honest, that's just because it was a super ghetto bougie attempt, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And we need the right things. We just need the right as I'm learning, because I made this vegan soba noodle dish.
Mm-hmm.
And even then I didn't use the right things, and it was a totally different dish. Like, I tried being cute and like, I don't have chili paste that they want. I don't have the gochujang, which is like a Korean chili paste. Let me use a Thai chili paste instead. Did not work out for me. Well, it did. It did, but it didn't. Like, it was a totally different thing. I'm like, I know this isn't how it's supposed to taste. So with that being said, I'm like, I need to get like if we're going to make it, and I'm totally down to make it. We just have to do it the right way. It must be done the right way.
Yeah. I'm not so sure how good I would make it because I suck, but
I feel like as long as I have the directions, and as long as I have directions, like, cooking is just a science, so
yeah,
I definitely can do it.
I'm in the wrong spot of Amazon. I gotta get away from here. I'm looking at a bunch of grilling equipment, and I'm like, no, this looks really good.
Grilling equipment? You don't grill. You don't even cook.
Yeah, but I like looking at the grilling equipment.
Why?
Because it has a bunch of delicious looking food. It makes me think like, oh, I can
make that. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just gonna open this tab and save that for later. Anywho,
back to the actual show.
Back to the actual anime. So yeah, I saw that, made me upset. Fine, whatever. And then they started eating the tamasen,
which is, I looked that up too. That's also a real thing.
Shit. Okay. So quick, because now I have to look that up as two. Tamasen. Oh.
I think it's just like a shrimp cracker with like egg in it. It looks really simplistic.
Oh, and the egg isn't like. Oh,
like, I saw some of them had like scrambled eggs, and then some of them had like over easy eggs.
Yeah. Oh, I want that over easy shit.
Mm-hmm.
That looks really good.
Yeah. We could actually make that totally easily. We just get some shrimp crackers and make some eggs.
Bitch, I tell you, this cooking stream is coming together.
We have to make a bunch of Japanese food for our next fucking mukbang stream. Okay. Yes, it won't have any FGO on it, but it'll have us cooking, and it will be great. But yes, anyways, back to Kami-sama. I'm sorry, I had to see if that was the real thing. Yeah, no, I understand.
So they try a bunch of foods that I can't eat, and it feels bad, of course. And then, so here's my thing. So I get this whole anime is kind of like about them kind of having having his harem.
Yeah.
I just wish that if you're going to have this episode kind of about Ashura, just make it about Ashura. It did not. It just had like pieces and bits of him.
Which, yeah, it was kind of weird that it was like jumping around a lot.
Yeah, and then only at the end did they really hammer at the end like his whole little backstory.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it's like it could have been a lot more impactful if the whole episode was just like, because all the other characters kind of got whole episodes. Like Izanami got her whole episode. Even the little sister kind of, or not even the other girl, her little sister's friend.
Oh yeah, sister's friend. But
it's kind of
weird. That was like super weird. But that aside, the parts that weren't dealing with his friend were actually really like fun and really funny.
Yeah. Again, I feel like the show works a lot better as a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing Hina walk around being like, yo, I am such a loli. You guys,
I'm a loli. Hey, loli. I know you're a lolicon. You want to tap this? Like, I'm like, what?
I'm like, you are about to get abducted, girl. I thought that's the way it was going, too. I'm like, oh, yeah. She's getting abducted. She's getting abducted.
Yeah. I mean, technically.
Yeah, just not the way I thought.
Oh, God. But yeah. And then you just see Odin getting jealous.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, she's not getting all of Yoda's attention.
Which I like. I like that she still has that very childish personality.
Mm-hmm.
Despite being super omniscient. I don't know, her omniscience kind of like comes and goes. Like she's like, I'm super omniscient. And also I don't know what the back of a cooling truck is or refrigerator truck is.
Maybe I didn't have no sense to realize maybe I should just stand by the truck, maybe not go inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
No one randomly just goes inside a truck.
Yeah,
not even at her age.
That's another suspension of disbelief moment. I'm like, yeah, she just walked into a fucking truck and like that.
Yeah. So this episode, it was cute, but it's just like they did a lot of things that like they did the suspension of disbelief. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Suspension of disbelief. But they did it in a way that was like very cheesy and not as impactful. Like the last episode, was that the one with the Uno?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, see, that's good. That's a good time where you should use suspension of disbelief because they're just being stupid. Mm. This was like, oh, we're trying to set up a plot point that's kind of believable, but I'm like, but it's not. And it's not even funny. It just seems kind of silly. Like,
yeah, it was just like, we need something to happen, so let's just do this.
Exactly. And like the whole basketball thing where he did the whole jump on me, like it would have been funny if they played it out with them getting disqualified because they're like,
yeah, you can't do that.
Exactly, that would have been funny.
That would have been hilarious. Like
yeah. But yeah.
Also, yeah, shout out to the what's her name? Mahjong girl is here too. The crazy cougar.
Tengun.
Mm-hmm.
Tengun. Yeah. So that. Ooh, excuse me. So that was a thing. It was still enjoyable. A little more on the TT side than what I prefer, but
yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it was good. All right, let us move on to our next anime, Higurashi, episode 7.
I guess Rika was kind of fed up with this whole situation.
Yeah, she said, "You know what? I had enough of your shit, Keiichi. Mm-hmm. I am tired of you fucking it up for the rest of us."
Mm-hmm. Like, also that analogy that Keiichi uses with the cats at the end is kind of, I think, in the first series during this arc, Rika does an analogy.
I've definitely heard that analogy used before.
Yeah, it was Rika using it. I think it was this arc because Keiichi goes into the thing in the original, and then he's like really he lies about it constantly, and then Rika uses the analogy
to talk to him about it.
Yeah, like if there's cats walking around the shed, maybe they should say something.
Yeah.
Cats don't know where they belong. Now
there we go. Yeah, that's why it's so familiar to me.
Mm-hmm. They were a lot less cryptic with it in this version, and Rico was just flat out like, fuck out of here, Keiichi.
Yeah, you
should have just watched me dance.
Yeah, you dumb.
That was the theme of this episode. Just watch Rika dance, and nothing would have. They would have avoided all this tragedy.
Basically, although for everyone else who has not seen the original, they do break down the explanation of the Watanagashi festival, which is nice because I kind of forgot.
Same.
Definitely forgot, and so it's like I'm like, oh yes, I relearned it now everything. Now that I learned the folklore, a lot of things are like making sense to me. Like,
I'm kind of glad I didn't rewatch the first season like in preparation for this, because now like I'm getting that nice nostalgic, like refreshing feeling whenever they explain stuff. I'm like, oh yeah,
yeah, exactly. A lot of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Also just Keiichi just being the worst liar in history.
Yeah. Keiichi, were you with Shion? Shion? I don't even know who that is.
Leon, what's that? I thought I kind of saw her, but I thought that was you. Mion's like, we don't even dress the same.
We don't even live the same clothes, idiot. Oh, wow, I've never seen that. And then the cops, literally lying to the cops, Keiichi, really? Cop comes out. Were you with Tomitake? No, I don't know who that is.
Tomitake or Tomitake, Takano, Shion, any of them? No, never at all. No. Yeah, and then this episode, this is like the first time in this series where the cop gets all creepy. Like he just kind of does like that. Just gets very close to Keiichi with his weird
bedroom eyes.
Yeah, and he's like, have you seen them? Yeah, sure. And he's like, yep, you were lying. You just lied to me because I definitely saw you guys all in the steps together.
Yeah, good job, Keiichi.
And then just walks away. He's like, they're missing. Wait, does he tell them that? Does he tell them that they're missing? No, he doesn't.
No. Shion does.
Yeah.
Although I like in my theory crafting mode, I'm pretty sure that was me on the phone.
Yeah, because she was like, she's like, hey, so were we walking? Like it's the way she phrased it.
Yeah, she was like literally looking for confirmation of what happened. She's like, hey, wait, Keiichi, we were walking together and went into the forbidden shrine, right? And
with Tomitake and Takano.
Yeah, with Tomitake and Takano, right? And then he was like, yeah, of course we did, Shion. Yeah, we broke the law.
Why? And he's like, oh, they're missing. And then of course he just like kind of freaks out.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that was Mion, and Mion even was like, oh, I stayed up late last night. So that's further.
Yeah.
To me.
For confirmation that like that was definitely Mion. Although I will say to just to play devil's advocate to your theory, if that was Mion, why is she dressed as Shion?
I don't know. Maybe that's just her thing. She just likes to dress as Shion when she's home.
When she's home on the phone, yeah.
Yeah. She's like, whatever. Sometimes I like to dress as Shion. I mean, can you blame her? Shion looks way better. Yeah,
Shion is actually pretty bomb.
Yeah, I'd dress as Shion.
I would also dress as Shion.
So yeah, I'm expecting things to pop off next episode pretty significantly.
Yeah, nice to see Miss Byrne come out.
Yes, more Byrne, please.
So yeah, so that was Higurashi. Up next is Strike Witches, The Road to Berlin. Excuse me. So this is yet another nice lesbian episode.
Yeah, this is tied for episode of the week for me.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far. Only because they weren't as cute and cuddly as like the first one. This one was more like her being like, "No, she's missing. I must go and get all creepy on people." Yeah, even though I could have told them what my plan was, I decided to get all weird and creepy. And,
listen, she was distraught. Her lover just got shot down because of a mistake she made. So I don't blame her for being all like angry and mopey about it.
Yeah, all right. It just wasn't as cute as the other lesbians.
This wasn't a cute episode, but I do liked it because it was pretty actiony, and they actually did have good animation during the fight scene.
Yeah, I will say that. For this episode, excuse me. They definitely ramped up the action like a lot. Made me very happy. Definitely probably gonna make a meme out of the fact that she literally just pulled a whole Glock out of her ass. Can we talk about that? I would be remiss if we did not that as he's as she like punches First of all, it's a brawl. She throws her guns away and just starts punching it with magic. Like, I'm like, okay, we get it. You're the butch one in the relationship. We get it. And then she's like, haha. Like, after her whole... No, wasn't her, what's the name of the other girl?
Erica,
who does her, like, crazy wind magic tornado spell. And then she's just like, ha, thanks. And then just pulls a Glock from her booty hole. And
a really big Glock, too. It wasn't a small
one. It was a big one. Like, it wasn't even like a pea shooter.
You're lucky. Big. She's lucky she didn't, like, squeeze her butt. That could have pulled the trigger and shot her through her ass. Also, that means that Shirley put that up there. Like, when she came up behind her before she left and just, like, stuck a whole ass gun in her butt?
Well, and my question is why?
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, you gotta do what works, I guess.
Why?
It
takes a whole new meaning to I got a surprise up my sleeve, or I got ace up, or ace in the hole.
Yeah, she has an ace in the hole.
you heard an ace in the hole. Now try. I got the gun from the bum.
Puns. But yeah, no, I did like this episode, mostly because I also really love Erica. She's my second favorite witch, probably. Because I connect with her on a spiritual level, being a messy person myself, and also being a fan of chocolate. Also, yeah, she kept chocolate in her, like, randomly just has chocolate in her bra.
Yeah, a gun in her booty hole, chocolate in her left titty.
Make sure.
What else? What else do you have?
Guys, make sure you find yourself a girl who carries a gun in her bum and chocolate in her bra.
Man, I kind of want to name this episode "Gun in the Bum," but I feel like we might get.
I already typed out ace in the hole.
Ace in the hole. Okay, that's much better.
But yeah, this was like peak Strike Witches for me because it had a good amount of fan service, especially like sweaty, muscular Trude.
Yeah, if you like muscle girl tag, this is for you.
This was pure muscle girl tag. Erica was cute here and there. It was just appreciative. I just really liked it, especially after the craziness that was last week's episode of Strike Witches, the disappointment of the flower episode.
Oops, sorry about that. That was the one for my medication. But continue.
You know, especially after the disappointment from last week, and it looks like next week is going to be heads up, Drew. Next week is going to be the fan service episode. It's episode 6, right? Let me see. Or episode 7. Yeah, next week is going to be the fan service episode.
Uh-oh.
You thought these were fan servicey.
Oh, well, in my mind, I'm like, it's just going to be as intense as that. Well, not intense, but as ecchi as the episode of the missing pants.
Yeah, it's going to be that type of episode.
Something like that. I mean, it's ecchi anime, so it's that will never. If it's ecchi, if I know what I'm getting into and I'm watching an ecchi, like it's fine. It's an ecchi.
Yeah, which is why I like that they gave us this action-y episode before that, so it didn't feel too you know.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I had to say about Strike Witches.
All right, cool. Then let's move on to our final episode of the podcast, which is Fire Force Season 2, Episode 20.
My other episode of the week. Woo!
This is kind of my episode of the week.
Look at that. The two shows with the most disappointing episodes last week came back with a vengeance.
Wow. So they got really comfortable with murder this episode.
Too comfortable.
Too comfortable. Like it was giving me some very Monty Python levels of comfortability with their murder.
There was like some real dark humor in this. It's sort of like when the random team members were getting killed and not having flashbacks of
like about like their good moments of their lives.
And even like the dude at the end, he was like, oh, I'm gonna wear these sneakers, and then he doesn't die, and he's like, oh, thank God, my life didn't.
And he just because nothing bad, nothing crazy, nothing good happened in my life, or amazing happened in my life, and then he just gets stabbed.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus, Fire Force, this is dark but funny.
Yeah, and then like the dude is like, oh, I can't wait to have my baby, and then he cuts him just getting opened up,
Yeah.
literally by infernos. It's like, damn, like you couldn't get blown up, like. It became like The Walking Dead, but like all the zombies are on fire.
Yeah, it's Walking Dead with fire zombies. Also, when Licht was like there next to the guy who got shot, and I'm just waiting for the guy to turn around, and then nothing happens for like a minute, and then he turns around and Licht is like, oh, of course. And he just
he's like, yeah, of course that would happen.
Yeah, those were some genuinely hilarious moments.
Yeah, it was like half hilarious, half terrifying.
They did a really good job of balancing that. And then we got to the part where the main dude, well, one of the main dudes died.
Oh, are you talking about
I forgot his
Hajiki?
name. Yeah, the guy with the guns.
Oh, well, he wasn't really main. Like,
he was like being.
He was giving main character energy. Like, he's like, oh, he's gonna be there for a while. I wonder if they're gonna. I literally this episode, I was like, I wonder if they're gonna kill any more. And then literally within 2 minutes of me thinking that, head cleanly severed.
It was just the way that he died, though. Like, it was so sudden and unfair. Like, he was like, all right, guys, I'm gonna be right back. And he just dies.
Like, yeah. And we're just like, wait. And we're also like, wait.
Yeah.
And you just see his head and then the blood. I'm just like, oh, no.
It was really insane. That was an insane scene. I wish Tamaki, like, I feel bad for Tamaki. They never give her any, like, actual...
Yeah, she suffers from the whole Sakura syndrome.
Yeah, like, she never actually gets any actual fight. She just is there for... Even in this fight where she's getting, like, the shit knocked out of her, it's constant ass angles and stuff.
Yeah, she's just there to literally get beaten up, which makes me really upset. Again.
Yeah. For those of you who are, like, into Riona, I guess this is, like, your episode. If you're into Riona and you're into Tamaki, you're fucking living it up this episode.
Yeah, hooray, you're nasty.
What's his name was really cool though this episode. The tall dude with the... Still not sure how his whole coat situation works, but...
Yeah, so I guess like the majority of his body is literally just in like the
layers of like 90 layers of coats or something.
The left side of his, like where his heart is ish, potentially. I'm trying to look for his name because it's like he was so cool and stuff. So I want to give him his flowers, but at least sing
what his name is. Can give him his flowers.
Exactly, Takeru.
Yeah, Takeru. Oh, shit, he might be really dead because they made it a point to show how much he liked Tamaki and everything.
Like Tamaki, his whole backstory, and then is at the end he does a giant nuke, which he seems like is also going to like take him out at the same time. Damn,
everyone who had any kind of flashback this episode just died.
They died. Yeah, all of them. they all died.
Oh no. Yeah, I was saying maybe this is maybe they're right about not bringing Maki from last episode. This is kind of dangerous.
Yeah, maybe they
should have brought Maki anyway.
Yeah, they should have. Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when her brother shows up. It's like, oh yeah, I'm coming.
Oh my god, that really pissed me off. I'm just like, why are you here? Why are you about? You're like the most useless. What is your gun going to do?
You were useless before you got your arm broke. Now you're even more useless.
Exactly. Now you only have one hand for a gun. Loser.
One gun hand. Boo.
Boo.
You know, this was just a great episode in terms of the animation quality, the comedy, the darkness, the murder, the fan service, everything. Everything I want from Fire Force.
Agreed. Good episode overall.
Yes.
So yeah, that wraps up our weekly review. Do I want to do a filler arc right now? You know what? Fuck it. For our Pearl arc this week.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do another, because I was thinking about it. Let's do another let's talk about what we've been watching outside of the lineup in general. I'm only bringing this up because I finally finished Hunter x Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, series is great. Great series overall. I understand. Ironically, it's one of those things where I'm just like, yes, it's not an anime where they're going to have great fight scenes like Naruto. If you're looking for but it's like the inverse of that is like Naruto is just an anime that has good fighting scenes and that's it.
Yeah, so it's
if you want an anime that has it's not awful, it's just like not Naruto level, not not Naruto level, not Bleach level, not Black Clover level, even though I feel like the level of that is not great always, but as I said before, fantastic storytelling, great such good characters. Holy hell, the characters are so amazing. First arc is it's definitely a show. I don't want to say it's a show for intellectuals, but
it's for intellectuals like myself.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It is for people who actually want to think when they watch their shonen anime. This is it. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. It's a lot of, like I said, the narration. They go into great detail. People's mental, their thoughts, how they think, and whether it's in a fight or out of a fight. Mm-hmm. They talk about information gathering. They cover so many things.
I've heard good things about it, so
it is so good. And I will, like I said, if that's the kind of thing that people are into, kind of the more an intellectual side of things, I would definitely recommend Hunter x Hunter 1,000,000,000%. And even if you're not into that as much, I would still recommend watching it. I will say the first 2 arcs are kind of it's a little slow to get through. Such a first, it is, but it isn't, because it's not outright them all fighting. It is them fighting, but it's a lot of them also using their head, using their brain, which is that's a huge overlaying theme of this series. It's always about using your head as opposed to just, I'm gonna Naruto it to death.
So instead of going Super Saiyan 5.
Yeah, the way that they win certain fights, the power scaling in this show, fantastic, phenomenal, so good, so good. It's not just I'm Super Saiyan and therefore all my problems are solved. No, that is not this kind of anime. They have to consistently they do have to level up their powers and get stronger the main characters. But then a lot of it has to do with them using their intellect. And like I said, first season, it's okay. But then you get to the New York City, or the York New, they call it York New City. I'm calling it New York City. I don't give a fuck.
York New City.
Yes, yeah, it took me. It's so funny enough. It took me literally 3 episodes to realize. I'm like, oh wait, they just flipped the names of New York and just called it York New. And I was like, that's stupid. So yeah, New York City. And that arc, that is literally goated. That is Soul Society arc. That is. I don't know. I can't even think of other arcs that are compared to those two. And then people fanboy over the Dark Tournament. Yes, it is that one. It is that one. And what I like about this anime is that, well, I was gonna say after that, I'm like, oh, after that, it's consistently good. I would say the one after that, it's alright. It's not as good as the New York. the New York City one. It's okay, but once again, it's okay. So for me, it's good because it's all about like outsmarting people. Once again, it has nothing to do with just who's the strongest. You literally have to think. So much of this anime is about using your brain. It's ridiculous. So I like that. So I still did like that. It wasn't as good as the New York City one, but it was still good. And then the Insect Ant one, holy shit. That one is also very good. Just guys, it's really good. It's a really good series. Like it's a very good series. It's a very good series. I'm contemplating reading the manga, even though I feel like it's on indefinite hold because like the
I heard it was a hiatus.
Yeah, hiatus
for
like
the
a
billion years.
Yeah, because the author is sick. So I mean, even if he never puts out a single chapter, I'm thankful for all of this that was given to me. This was good enough for me. I very much was a fan. Even though the arc after, like the final arc, I think that was like really a weird, not the best way to end it. They could have honestly ended it after the Chimera Ant one. I would have been fine with that. But, you know, all in all, very positive. If I would have to rate it out of a 10, because I'm like, fuck it. We rate everything here, so why not rate this one? Like the whole series, I would give it so subjectively, I want to give it a 9, but I think a more fair score is an 8.5.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah, like I said, the only reason I get to 8.5 is because, like I said, it's very neat. Like when I compare it to like what makes a good shonen anime, and it's like they compared to the other top hitters, they do miss that like the fighting aspect to a certain degree because they rely so much heavy on the mental of it. That works for me because it's just so cool, and for me it's so fresh and new compared to the others. But yeah, that's just how I feel about it. So yeah, that's been among some of the things I've been watching. I feel like I took up so much time saying that, so I'll just leave it there and let Oni say whatever he wants to say.
Mine is like a complete 180 from that, but I have been watching. If you remember from the when we did our preview, Maojo de Oyasumi, the show about the girl that sleeps.
Yeah, So
at first I was like, I saw the first episode or like the first 2 episodes. I'm like, there's no way they can make a whole series out of this, so I stopped watching it. And then I'm like, I saw more people talking about it. I'm like, all right, let me go back and rewatch it. And then I saw I binged like the last 5 episodes. And it's still ongoing, but it actually got really, really good. I don't know how they're stretching this premise so well, but basically, like, it starts out kind of slow because it's like, oh, I'm a princess in this castle and I don't like my bed, so I'm gonna go and try to make a bed out of like straw and whatever hay and make a better bed. And it's like her every episode has it's like split into segments of her just trying to make her room better and better and better for sleeping and like beauty supplies and stuff. But it gets progressively more twisted because she's not like a regular princess where she's like, I'm a princess. She's like a sociopath that kills people.
What?
So like she is very sociopathic. Like, for example, she's like, oh, I need feathers for my bed sheets. So she literally just like befriends a harpy, and this harpy's like super cute because all the demons are like actually pretty nice.
Oh my god. She's like just a talentless Nana all over again?
Yeah, it's like that where she's just like, but she's like super cold about it. She's just like, oh, you have really nice wings. Oh man, do these come off? And then she'll like try to take them off and shit. Or like she'll straight up kill demons. Like there was one demon lord in the castle that was trying to defend her. Like, why do you treat this girl like shit? She's a beautiful princess and you need to treat your prisoners with respect. And she was like a plant god or whatever. And then they're like, oh, well, we have security camera footage of her trying to make a log bed. And she just runs up to the plant god's like brother, who's like a tree demon, and just starts beating the shit out of him and like sawing him in half and like using the dead body as like logs for for her bed. And then even the plant god is like, well, at least if she just uses him, like recycles him properly or something, and then she just comes out and is like, I only need this piece, and she just like throws away all the rest of his body and burns it. Or she kills a demon, an ice demon, and like steals his body so she can manipulate all the other demons into like making an igloo for her so she's cold. She's just insane. Yeah, it's really, really stupid and fun. So I'm enjoying it. If you want just kind of weird, wacky, dark comedy, then check it out.
That sounds really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think that was actually, that was cute. I actually like that. I'm glad we had something for the filler arc. I would have felt bad if I went 2 weeks without giving out anything.
We didn't do one last week.
Exactly, because I was super just not feeling it. Oh god, I was dying. Oh right, I think it was like a birthday. Because
you were hungover from like 3 days of drinking.
Yeah, and other things. But that being said, I think we're going to end the filler arc here, and that also ends the G&A podcast. Oni, will you take us away?
Guys, if you enjoyed this episode of the G&A Podcast, make sure you click that like button and subscribe so you can catch all the episodes as they go up every week. If you haven't already, do follow us on Twitter, follow us on Twitch, and follow us on Discord, or join the Discord. If you'd like, you can even become a patron or a channel member, like all these lovely people on screen right now. Get yourself some awesome benefits, like access to the Midnight channel, which is our patron-only Discord channel, and you get to do live watches with us every week. This season, we're watching Higurashi. So if you're down for that, make sure to become a patron or a member. And Drew, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I'd like to add. Let us know in the comments. What kind of Japanese street food do you want to eat?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. I want some yakisoba.
Well, you already know what I want. Where as I add it to cart.
Yes. All right. Until next time, guys. This has been Soberoni and
Jubidu.
I'll catch you guys later. Later.
Bye.